to my computer. And good morning. Today is May 6th. This is the second of the meetings with the coaches for CCYP's coaching program. So I again welcome you and thank you. I hope that it's going to be as enjoyable as I think it's going to be and take off. So any updates that for those that are part of this group that have not met Polly Goddard is a new member to our group. Welcome, and someday we'll all have coffee together. Not on screen. So anything you guys would like to share as we wait for Trish?
I'm new to this group, but not new to CCYP, and not new to coaching, obviously, but it's nice to be here, and thanks for inviting me, Maggie.
Polly, I'd like you to meet Trish. Trish, I'd like you to meet our newest member, Polly Goddard.
Hi, Trish.
Late.
It's okay. So I just turned on the record, so you really haven't missed anything except the chit chat that we like to share.
Okay.
That I didn't record. So as I said, I'm going to move rather fast so we can keep it within the hour, but please open up your questions. I am going to also be experimenting with various Zoom techniques. So because I am the technical geek for an upcoming event, and there's a lot that's involved. So I'm going to be practicing different things. The first I'm going to practice is what they call pinning, which allows, I just realized something new. Anyway, pinning, which allows for only my picture to be on the recording. And I'm going to turn that off. So I'm going to unpin. And I just did something different anyway. Okay. See, there's a lot to learn. And spotlighting. Those are two things that have to do with recording a video. Okay, so going down the agenda, which I sent at the bottom of the email with information. First, if you would please, by the end of the week, forward me your contact information. While I have your email addresses, telephone contact, and mailing address. It's just something so I can have all of it for whatever comes down the road, so I don't have to come back at you for it. Second is for those of you who have yet to give me your availability dates for coaching. As was stated when I originally reached out to you, we are asking for 1 or 2 hours a week, which is 2 to 4 coaching sessions a week. To start, and I'm interested in what dates you are and aren't available. I'll go through how clients and coaches are picked, and it is in a model that's similar to WeCan. For those of you who are aware of WeCan volunteers, you don't get to choose who you work with. You get the next available volunteer, and the same thing will exist here. If a person wishes to continue with you, that's between you and them, and we'll talk more about that later. So those are the 2 outstanding items that if I could have by the end of the week, it would be much appreciated. We are shooting to start the program May 18th.
Okay.
CCYP at this point is planning to market the program next week and open registration the 18th. Mm-hmm. I have asked Lauren if she could provide me with a number of clients that we could all practice with, whether it be her and Megan and other people, but to go through the process so we can, they can see what it's like, you can practice, they can practice, so they can talk more about it to the rest of the group. More on that as I speak with Lauren this week as to who those might be. Mm-hmm. Because of what we're doing, CCYP has asked us all to sign agreements. Those agreements are being developed, and I will forward them to you. More to the fact of just covering us all appropriately about confidentiality. So that's coming. Calendar process I'd like to do next. We will be using a program called Calendarly that CCYP suggested. I don't know, have any of you used Calendarly? Oh,
Yeah,
good.
that's what I use.
Oh, good. Then get your mask because we're going to get together. Okay, so I'm going to turn to screen share. And share with you. And let me know. Are you seeing a screen in front of you that says My Calendarly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in My Calendarly, I've set up, we will, because I'm using the free version, which has its limitations, not only in my knowledge, but as all free services offer limitations. I've set up a 30-second laser coaching session. That laser coaching session provides the ability for some automation that I find very helpful, much better than Doodle as far as what we are doing. When, and I'll go more into the process of registration, but when a person has registered wanting a session, they will receive a note stating what laser coaching is with this little description of it, and they will get available dates over the next 6 weeks beginning on the 18th. After they have registered, part of the registration will be asking them if there is anything specific they want to discuss at the meeting. That information will be forwarded to you. They are the ones who will initiate changes or cancellations in their appointment. So it is left in their hands to that, but I, as the program facilitator, will receive that information and forward appropriately. They will receive a calendar reminder of their appointment, their session, 24 hours ahead. They will receive it by email and they will receive it by text. They will also receive 1 hour after the meeting a thank you and a survey link. I'll get more into the survey, but we're asking both clients and coaches to complete a survey to 1, assess the value of the program, and 2, identify future programs. As one of the things that I've talked about is, and that those of you who know me, is I'm grateful and love when coaches provide pro bono services. However, part of the challenge of coaching as a profession is understanding that our value has a monetary commodity to it. And so we're also looking to build a reimbursable program that works for both the client and the coaches. More on that later. So that's what will happen. They will receive confirmation notice that their appointment's all set. And as there's no collection, they don't have to worry about any collection at this point. We'll talk more about that. More details. Let's see if I can find the right page here. There we go. Oops, come back. Okay, so the Calendarly process is the client will receive an invite to choose a date and time that works with them. And logistically, what will happen is that the individual will register through CCYP. The program is offered free to its membership, as Lauren Barker, the executive director, is looking to identify more and different benefits to entice people to become members of CCYP. So that those who are members will be able to sign up for a session for free. Those who are not members will be able to sign up for a session for $5. which will hopefully go to building more programs for coaching. I'm just saying. The individual contact information will be forwarded from CCYP to myself as the program facilitator. I will send an email to the individual with a link to the calendar of dates and ask them to choose which one is convenient for them. From there, all of Calendarly's auto responses will kick into place, and the information that I shared earlier, this is what they'll get back. You will get copies of this. Unfortunately, I didn't get to complete all of it till the end of last night, and one of them I lost. Don't you just hate when that happens?
Oh.
Anyway, I'm going to ask on this that I'm going to send all of you an invite. I'd like you to go through the process to see how Calendarly works. And now that I know, Polly, you have experience with it, I also want comments, suggestions, and questions to improve it and make it easier for everybody. So note that at the end of the day today, you will get an email from me saying, hi, welcome to the program. Please choose a date. And I've made dates available for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week. So just pick one and so you can see what happens.
Maggie, I have a question.
Yes.
So is there a time limit when people can sign on or when dates are released? I'm just curious about my own calendar. I have availability and I'm glad to make it available, but just wondering if people have to sign up with a 48-hour window or a week window or how the sign up is going to work.
Well, this is something that I very much need your assistance with. Again, this is the logistical part of it. So, and in talking to Lauren. So you're absolutely correct. If a person signs up we have to go with business days. So let's say a person signs up on Monday. I need to verify with Lauren, can they get me that information that day? Mm-hmm. If they can get that information that day, I will get that information to you. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say, I'm looking to turn a registration into an actual session within 8 hours.
Okay.
All right. As we get into the registration process, I'm asking the coach to get in touch with the client within 48 hours. Mm. So this lag, I'm like, okay, how do I tell I can see by your face you're understanding what I'm talking about.
I totally get it. That's why, yeah. Okay.
So that this is the further challenge as to how to logistically do this, that everybody's taken care of. Mm. So think about it, planted seeds.
Maggie, yeah? Just the Calendly, the back end of Calendly, I believe you can set it up so that you can have 24, 48, 72, whatever hours in advance so that somebody can't book you at 9 a.m. for a 10 a.m. slot, or they can't book you on Monday for a Tuesday slot. So that you have a little bit of a buffer time in there. So that if you dig into the back end of Calendly, that should help you with that.
Okay, good. That was one of the things that I haven't gotten to yet. But that's good to know. That's part of the free version. Anyway, so in the world of Maggie's mind, the idea is they sign up within 8 hours. You and I know what needs to be done, and within 48 hours, you get in touch with the client. So I'm looking at what's that saying is my lead time is I have to set up that back end to 48 hours. Thank you. So that is the Calendarly process. I, on the back end, will be keeping track of what coach who where. So hopefully I don't overbook anybody or inappropriately book anybody. That's going to be between us. I think that's it on the Calendarly process. Is it clear enough as I can make it at this point?
Yeah, the good news with Calendly is that it will also add a meeting onto your calendar if you use it. So when the client signs up, they'll get a thing put on their calendar that says this is when my window is, and they'll get all the notifications, the emails, the reminders, that kind of thing. So it's less likely to slip off the client's.
So it will link to my Google Calendar?
It won't link to you. No, as a client, it would, if you book, when you book through it,
Yes.
as a client, then it will add it to yours, and it will add it to Maggie's because Maggie's going to be the holder of the Calendly. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so what I've done is I've set up a coaching program calendar in my Outlook. And so I will see how I can go about sharing that calendar with you. Now, it won't have your individual, it will have all of the set dates, but at least you will be able to see on there all of the booked appointments. Again, we're building this train as we're riding it, or this plane, or this car, pick it, pick whatever metaphor works for you.
So, and Polly, you may know, can Maggie add, say, myself on as an additional invitee onto an invitation where I would be the coach on that engagement?
I'm not sure. I've never had to do that in Calendly. Maybe. I mean, she can certainly through her Outlook, but within the Calendly app, I'm not sure if she can or not.
One of the things, and I'd like to continue, and then I'll move on. And yes, Polly, we're going to have a conversation, because one of the things that seems to be part of the free version is I can set up team members. I'm not sure how all that works, but if I can set you all up as team members, that how then does that further automate it? Right now, I'm the automator, and I will do my best. So no, that's why I would like you all to take a test. I will go in and also extend dates and times just so that you can play with it and we can see how it all works.
Perfect.
All right, next is, is the overall, where did I put it? Here we go. This was the document I lost, so I endeavored to put it all back together this morning. So hopefully I did it pretty good. Okay, the client coach registration process. CCYP will set up a registration. People will register, they will verify member or whatever. They will forward that information to me. I will then forward to the client Calendly link to choose the date and time of the session. I will then, once they've set the date and the time and I receive notification back, I will forward that information to the next available coach. That will give the client's contact information, the questions they're interested in, and I will copy both the coach and the client. I am asking for the coach to, and all of this information will be in there, for the coach to respond to the client within 48 hours to establish the details of the session. Phone, Zoom, GoToMeeting, however you want to do the coaching. In the final analysis, how you want to coach is what's important. These guidelines are to help bring some uniformity to the program. I will say, as I feel I constantly say, is what works is you being your authentic self. So whatever you feel can be added to the program as part of the foundation, please let me know. The idea is here to provide a base for us to work from. Let's see, what do I have as far as questions that I need from you on that? It's a work in process. So again, you will get this information. I greatly appreciate you including notes that say, how about this? What about that? I think it's pretty straightforward. So any questions?
No, like everything, I just need to play with it and see where we are then. So good idea to send a play thing out today.
The good news is it sounds like Maggie's doing all the hard work for right now in terms of the managing our schedules, right?
That's what a program facilitator does.
So we as coaches don't have to learn a lot more about Calendly. That burden is on Maggie.
Calendarly and anything you need, anything that you come up with, please, as I said in the first recording, and I'll continue to say, I feel that there is a wonderful opportunity to connect Cape Cod coaches with the Cape Cod community in a way, with an organization that has a Cape Cod reach. And the various organizations I've been involved with, this has been always what I have had the intention of doing. And the changing world we're in, I think, really offers us an opportunity like we have not had. And we can have other discussions over coffee someday about this. So yes, so that the next step on that, I think I did not lose this, is, yeah, maybe I did coaching. Yeah, this one I did lose. And that is the survey questions. At the end of the session, Calendly will automatically an hour afterwards send out a survey. Thank you. Please click this survey link so that CCYP can assess the program and better provide services for you. You as the coach and the client are both going to receive a survey. They're going to be slightly different. The coach is going to receive a survey that says, okay, hold on, because this one didn't work. So let me go back to my notes. To the coach, it's going to say, what was the engagement of the client? Minimal, total, 1 to 5. What topic was the client challenged with? What were they challenged with versus what did they come into the session with? We've all been there on that. Was the session worth your time as a coach? Was the session worth your engagement? Yes, no, no opinion. Those are the 3 questions. To the client, we're going to ask, what was the benefit of the session? 1, none, 5, substantial. The second question would be, would you like this program to continue? Yes, no, no opinion. Third, what topic did you want addressed in the session? I think it will be interesting to see what comes into the laser session, where it goes out of the laser session. I think also to help build programs. So that will happen. I will be consolidating the data and we will review that data. I'm looking for us to meet every other week for the 6-week program. If Wednesday at this time works, I'd like it to set that in motion beginning next week. We will meet again next week and then every 2 weeks after that. Lauren and I will be doing the same thing, and at the 3-week mark, we will make a determination whether to continue the program, terminate the program, or change the program. Okay, so as I said, the week of the 11th, I'd like to do practice runs on all of this. From a coach's standpoint, from a client standpoint, I'm willing to play client. I will be the backup coach. If you, for some reason, are unable to attend your session or something comes up or a person wants one that nobody's able to meet, I will be the backup coach. However, I would prefer, as much as I enjoy coaching for this, I want to stay the facilitator to develop the program. But I will be there to coach. Breathe. Questions, comments, thoughts? Okay. Was somebody about to say something?
Nope, just said all set.
Okay. I love those pregnant pauses, don't you? Okay, so next, which I believe I sent all of you copies, I did a draft of guidelines for laser coaching. From an email I got from a coach who has unfortunately at this point chosen not to join us. I thought she'd be really good. One of her reasons was she said she didn't have laser coaching experience. And while I understand that a lot's going on, I did feel I needed to respond to her to say, in my looking at this program, the things that are foundational from my perspective are, one, that the person who is a coach is coach trained. And I do this ad nauseum. It is not necessarily that you're IPEC or ICF or MOUSE, but that you have true coach training. That's first and foremost. For those of us who have been through it, we know that there is a subtle difference between, oh, I've coached my whole life, and being a coach. Second is that when you know your coaching abilities and you come from your authenticity, you don't need to have done the tool. You can quickly learn the tool and adjust the tool. The most important thing is paragraph number 3 in the draft. Most important is to bring your authentic self to the conversation and use whatever structure works best for you in supporting and achieving that goal. You know that that's how you will be best for the client. And these guidelines are to help you in the beginning and to help create some foundation to the program. If someone goes off into different a direction, that's okay. It will just let us know, is there another program we need to set up? Are we approaching it correctly? Again, all from the coaching standpoint is we don't know where it's taken us, but we're all there together. So if my question, instead of just reading this all over again, I'm presuming you know how to read and you know the core competencies, and all various programs that people have told me about, it seems they're all dealing in the core competencies, whether they're ICF affiliated or not, which is fabulous, because this is the important part of coaching. And the sample questions, this is hopefully not insulting anybody, but they were just ideas on how to get stuff started. So that's what this is here for, is to give you a foundation. So my question to you is, what stuck out for you? What do you think might be added? What you have concerns about? All of those coaching questions.
Well, it sounds to me like laser coaching is coaching on a specific topic. And therefore you can zero in and accomplish what you need to accomplish in a half an hour. Correct?
Correct.
I mean, coaching is coaching. The sample questions are questions you would use whatever coaching session you're beginning with.
Yes, and there are, as everything else, for those of you who may be following Pluto, the talking terrier, if you're not, you should be, he's funny. But as Pluto says, if you do the googly thing, there are some wonderful YouTube videos to get an idea of laser coaching. I think the thing that's challenging with laser coaching is that you're going to get to intense, quick, immediate responses that you normally wouldn't in longer coaching sessions. That there are times, as you're going to find, that this is an opportunity, the way I put it, is to reach what they call level 3 coaching, which is you are including your opinion based on what you're seeing. When you've coached when you've gone through the technical growth and coaching, you reach a point is like, yeah, I know what the answer is. I want you to find it. But in laser coaching, you're going to offer it quicker than you normally would. If any of you have done laser coaching, would you agree, or do you have another opinion?
I agree. I'm actually doing some laser coaching for ICFNE right now with Sun Hill. And they actually sent out a really nice cheat sheet for laser coaching, which I'd be happy to share with you, Maggie, if that would be good.
Please.
I know you're an active member there. And what that's all about is just getting to the heart of the matter really quickly, like really just putting aside any of the fluff and hitting the focus quickly, moving forward. And then, for example, when I was working with my client yesterday, what he felt like he was struggling with, I had to give him my opinion of what he was struggling with really quickly, which I really don't do until I've established a relationship much longer. So yeah, I agree with you.
I think that's the hardest. That is one of the more challenging aspects when you are truly a coach, is you don't want to give your opinion. You might know it, but by saying it doesn't help them.
Right.
Having them say it. The other side that I personally feel may be coming up, at least in the experiences I have in my informal coaching with people that I talk with, is you might this time initially find that you're spending the half hour just letting them vent. And that's okay too. If you find that instead of focusing them on, there's no need to go to action. I think I put that in here somewhere. Excuse me, going back and forth. Yeah, the second paragraph. It is not necessarily them getting to an action or taking an answer as much as creating the space of awareness. And this awareness that we're in right now, I don't think people are even aware of what would be helpful to be aware of. So it's okay if you find 5 minutes into it, this person just needs to get it all out. That's the first step. So again, the most important from my perspective and the success of the coaching and the success of us moving this program on is to be your most authentic self in the conversation.
Maggie, will clients be able to sign up for more than one session? Sorry if I've...
No, that's okay. We are, and again, don't know if Calendly will help me with this, but right now it's a person can sign up for up to 3 sessions.
Okay.
Not with the same coach.
Right.
That's the one aspect, like we can't. If you want the same coach, you need to contact the same coach. And what we have established as a baseline, another document that I need to put together for you, is we wanted to set a foundation for everyone who's a part of this program. And one of the things that Lauren would like to do is set up a long-term coaching program. And so out of this, we're looking for statistics to go get grant funding to pay for coaches, which I think is wonderful. So what we're looking to do is, if a client would like to go with you particular as a coach, that the basic is a 45-minute session for $100. You'll get this information. I'll forward you a draft of the proposal that was put together with Lauren and I on the program. If again, single sessions sometimes work, don't work. But anyway, if somebody wants more, they can purchase 3 sessions at 45 minutes each at a 25% discount for $225. So the baseline through CCYP is a client will pay $100 a 45-minute session or $225 for 3. You can coach longer, whether it be these pro bono sessions or in your program. You can coach longer if you want, and you can offer a sliding scale if you want. On the long-term basis, what we're looking to do is that the coach will make a minimum of $100 a session. The difference to bring them to that will be paid for by the grant. That's what we're looking to do.
Okay, great.
Okay. All a work in progress. Any other questions about laser coaching or anything that we've discussed so far?
Polly, could you send that document to me also about laser coaching from ICF?
Sure.
Thank you.
I will send it to everybody. Okay.
Oh,
And she sends it
okay.
to anything that comes to me for this program, you will all, we're in this together.
Okay, Maggie, thank you.
And if I forget, just wag your finger at me. I'm a firstborn Catholic girl. I'm easily brought down by shame and guilt. Okay. I don't know where the program's going to go any more than we know what tomorrow's going to bring right now. Not that we ever did. I'm looking for more coaches. So I'd like to keep it to the Cape. I've reached out to my compatriots at ICF New England to get a listing of all ICF coaches on the Cape. I've reached out to my colleague at the Gestalt for Gestalt trained coaches who live on the Cape. So those are two avenues that I'm looking at. I can't remember, Trish, if it was you or Sue who told me about the individual in Toronto. That will be third and fourth level. Right now, my goal is to help Cape coaches, and then Southern New England coaches, and then New England coaches into this program or similar programs. So if there's anybody you think of, please don't hesitate to talk to them, see if they're interested, and then forward my information to them or their information to me. So at this point, there are five coaches who have said yes, and it's a place to start. So,
Maggie, who are the 5 coaches? Just so we know we're not double
all right.
dipping.
So the 3 here, and where did I put my list? I have too many lists. Jean Sorbo, and I'm working on an individual here we are. Looking for Lori Fitzpatrick to join us, but I'm sure Lori is the executive director of Gestalt. So I'm not sure at this point that she might be more with the issues that nonprofits have right now. But she's one I'm working on so that it's the 5, and then I would make number 6.
Okay.
Okay.
And I saw Peggy's name on one of the
Oh,
lists.
Peggy Jablonski, duh. Duh. I wonder how that looks when I look at the recording. Not very professional, I'm sure. Yes, Peggy Jablonski. How could I forget Peggy? She is also one of the coaches who's going to be involved with this. So we have a nice little team to start with. And for those of you that do know me, please, nothing I say is cast in concrete. I am a firstborn Catholic girl, so I do start with a structure, but it's very flexible. And I'm always looking for input. So please don't hesitate with your thoughts. That's it. Again, go through I'm going to send you Calendly, and so you can go through the process. At any time, call, email. We can do this over coffee or wine, but not both at the same time. And that our next meeting will be next Wednesday, the 13th at 10 a.m.
Great.
That's it, ladies. I'm going to take it off share, and then we're back again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a good start.
Okay, so I feel I ask this. I always, unfortunately, start with a less than positive, but so I'll try to start with a positive. What is it about the program that resonates for you?
For me, an opportunity to work with younger people.
Yeah, so for me, I'll second that, and then add, I like that it's Cape Cod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, it's that I support Cape Cod and growing people on Cape Cod and expanding my network with coaching here on the Cape, because I do so much that's outside of the Cape, because I went to Gestalt and my entire cohort, except for one coach, are all over the world. So I do have one from Yarmouth who I'm going to reach out to as soon as we're done, Maggie. I know I owe you that name.
Mine is that it's the ongoing desire to bring coaching to the community, and that it truly is. Everybody's a coach and everybody needs a coach.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, and at this time more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
What are things you would caution that we look for? What is possibly doing this with you right now? I call it this. It's not feeling quite right.
With the program?
Just with the program first is like,
Yeah.
What things would behoove me to put on my radar, so to speak?
I think for me as an accredited coach, I'm getting a lot of asks for my time. And yours is the first one that says, and down the road, we're thinking about how we can put some money behind the time. Because right now it's really just about come help people, come help people, come help people. And there's nothing that says, in the end, you're, it'll be worth your time. It's always worth my time to help people. However, my accountant disagrees that I should be giving away my time all the time. So I think that's the one thing is that, because as coaches, we do have so much to offer right now in the world that really needs our help. It's easy for us to get tapped into a lot and then reduce the energy that we do have at the time that we do have to help people and help ourselves in that as well.
I think for me, it's also setting the realistic expectations that in the best of circumstances, it's not everything's going to be wrapped up in 30 minutes. And typically it is a longer getting to know you and in process. And so just setting that expectation that this is a taste of coaching, or this is, certainly we're here to help and support.
That's a very good point, because part of this is patterned after the ICF New England's event in December with the Women's Conference, where they have for the last 5 or 6 years done laser coaching. And having done that myself, the biggest challenge of that is, so I sat with somebody for 20 minutes. What the farfignugan did it give me?
Right.
All right. The person came, the person went. Did it help the person? Didn't it help the person? How did, and that we did not acknowledge that part of my doing this is to build my business. Mm-hmm. Initially, I don't know what happened years. I did it the first 3 or 4 years, was we were told not to promote our business. And I had and still do have a hard time with that. So while I'm also, as I've said, I'm a coaching snob, I'm also that coaching, if you value yourself, then think about the fact you won't want to put any money onto yourself. Mm-hmm. So thank you for bringing that up. So how do we incorporate that in all of the discussions that we have with people, is that this helped. Without you doing it, how can CCYP and the program do it to promote coaching longer term? Mm-hmm. Especially since none of us know, well, I have to knock on wood. At this stage in my life, I'm able to do this and not have to worry about needing the money to live. And I knock on wood every time I say that. But there are others that's not so that, yes, it's important they put value into themselves, but what's that number? So anyway, okay, stop pontificating, Maggie. Anything, any other thoughts? Okay.
More shall be revealed.
Yeah.
As always, thank you, thank you, thank you. I always love meeting new people and reconnecting with old people. I'm the old people. And we will, again, I will send out before the end of the day the Calendarly so you can start practicing with it. And as soon as something comes up, just send me a quick email. Don't wait till next Wednesday's meeting. Because I don't know about you, but I walk out of the room and I forgot what I walked out of the room for. Okay. So send it to me so I can incorporate it. I meet with Lauren Friday morning where we discuss where we're going next with the program. So
Excellent.
Great.
ladies,
Looking
thank you
forward
very
to it.
much.
Yeah.
Have a
Thanks,
wonderful
Maggie.
rest of the week. It was good to see you. Bye.
Thanks.